What's up, YouTubers? It's Wise, and I'm bringing you another part of the Madden playbook. And this time we're going to be bringing you playbook 2 of 7 gameplay. So this one is, as you see on the screen, it's going to be part 2 of 7. 5 more coming out. Check back with me in about 2 weeks and they'll be out. Anyway, this one is actually pretty good, and I'm gonna let them do most of the talking because they touched on a lot of things. Well, not a lot of things, but they touched on some things that are very prevalent to the game, some things that are very important to the game, such as pass trajectories and explaining the pass trajectories and why they're so important, and something that's been needed in Madden. And I'm glad that they put 20 in it because this generation of games needs that many. They also talk about alignment, which is also something important. Actually, I'm gonna let them explain. I'll be right back with it.
Passing league. I mean, it's all about throwing the ball. One of the big differences I've noticed, the trajectory of the ball. Tell me about how you've designed that.
Well, like just like real life, you played with one of the all-time greats in John Elway. The thing that
Carried him, by the way. How many Super Bowls did he win before I got to Denver? 0.
but the thing that kind of differentiates guys like him and the Breezes, the Bradys, the Manning brothers is their ability to throw the pass with different type of trajectories. Every quarterback in the NFL has a rocket arm. They can throw it 1,000,000 miles per hour, but really the difference is the guys that can throw the ball with different type of touch, to drop that ball in over linebackers, in between safeties, and we really made a concerted effort on focusing on changing the trajectories in Madden NFL 13.
You speak of the quarterbacks, and John Elway, one of the greatest that's ever played. And of course, I'm kidding. He carried me. But the biggest thing was, for me, is watching quarterbacks and the different release angles. You watch a quarterback go through, focus through his reads, and all of a sudden, boom, he'll hit a back, running a little drag across there. Tell me about some of the quarterback options you put in.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's a perfect example of what we changed in this year's game is throwing a swing pass. Last year, you would just tap it, throw a loud pass, and it would go way up in the air and be what our users call a moon ball. And essentially, I would get the running back catching it near the sideline, and he wouldn't have time to turn it upfield. So this year, you just tap it and lob it to him, and he'll catch it in stride and have plenty of time to get upfield and make a play for you.
Now, everybody knows, and when you play offensive line especially, you got to protect the quarterback. And one of the ways you protect the quarterback in the NFL is the play action. Of course, quarterback dropbacks, he flags that ball out there, right? That slows everybody down. That freezes those linebackers. Then all of a sudden, he drops back and he lets loose. Tell me about how you guys have incorporated play action.
Yeah, play action is a huge part of, like you're talking about, in the real NFL, and it's been a problem area in our game. It's been tough to call. It oftentimes led to sacks and user frustration. So we've kind of tuned play action in a variety of ways. The first thing is we've kind of sped up the quarterback animations, the quarterback handoff animations. So if you let the play action develop, the quarterback will get away from the center a little quicker. He'll get in and out of his fake a little bit faster, so you can pass quicker. Another change is just the plays themselves. We had Brad Childress in a few months ago, and he kind of explained to us that, most play action plays, you don't have all 5 receivers going out. So we kind of changed the routes to have more block and release routes. So the running back, after his fake, he'll check and make sure there's nobody coming before he releases. Same thing, a lot of tight ends will stay in longer before they go out. And then finally, we've added a new play action abort mechanic. So what this allows you to do is, if you're in the middle of your fake and you see like a free rusher coming, you can just hit right trigger and immediately break out of the fake, and your quarterback will set up and your running back will go immediately in the block.
Oh, wow, that's a nice feature. Now, when you talk to
Okay, so they showed you something real nice along the lines with play action and how they're going to be improving the play action, which I absolutely love the additions that they made. I'm kind of getting sold in on the play action abort. It's kind of weighing in on me. They're showing how guys are picking up blocks. I can only hope that the AI actually does exactly what they're explaining that they do. It seems like now with this new team of guys, they have more football sense, more football knowledge as to what actually goes on and what's needed to make the game feel more realistic and more fair. Here they're going to be talking about, and I'm going to actually talk over it, where they talk about the DBs, being less psychic, being able to, react. What is it called? I can't remember what it's called. Read and react instead of just, having their back turned to the ball and they be able to act on it, which is also a good addition. But my question is, are they really going to pull back on the acceleration of the defensive backs? Because it only happens with CPU where the DB just he goes, he warps, like he's like time 10 speed to jump into your passing lane. And it looks like here they're still jumping your passing lane, and I can only wonder just how much speed they're putting into it. Also, with the defensive alignment, I'm wondering, because they say that say you got two wide receivers to one side and nothing to the other. They say that you'll be able to have corner on corner instead of, I mean, corner on receiver instead of corner on receiver, linebacker on receiver. And I'm wondering, would it be the same if it's in zone? Would the linebacker, move over to the opposite side and the cornerback comes over to the wide receiver side and they still stay in that zone? That's just something I'm wondering. Hopefully it works out that way. Anyway, it looks like they really clamped down on the football knowledge this time, and they're touching on a lot of things that we've been asking about. But it all comes down to, like Mark Slaves is saying right here, the guys on the outside don't know nothing about football. It's all in the trenches, and that's where one of the biggest problems is. The blocking and being able to push forward. Anyway, I'll be at you guys with Playbook 13 later on next week. Peace.
Audio comes out May 14th, so make sure you stay tuned.